How is everybody in YouTube land? Hey, if you're coming in, put a thumbs up. Let me know you're here. I'm going to be working down here on the floor in the shop, so just keep an eye. If you got a question, put it up. I'll try to answer it. Let me clear this out of my way. There you go. So if you got a question, put it right there. Let me see. Yep. Got the tool, the computer's up on top of the cabinet. So anyway, let me get y'all to the edge here. Take y'all a little bit in. Oh, let me see. So what kind of picture we can get today? So what kind of video we can get today? Okay. Much better. How's that? Anybody out there? Just wave and tell me hi that you're here. We're going to make some parts. So let me turn the camera just a little bit around that way, so you can see a little bit more what's going on there. Okay. So ABS, just put it in the mold. Machine's getting ready. Got the vacuum pulled down. Got plenty of vacuum. We'll roll the heater over. Turn the heater on. And just so you know, this is a YouTuber. We're going to run it a while I make parts. Either good or bad, we're going to see what happens. But if you got a question, throw it up there. And while that's happening, I'll try to make some parts. Y'all be good. Talk to you in a little bit. Yeah, I'm here. I'm just working. It's going to take us a few minutes to get hot. So hey, let's go ahead and get this video where I want to tell you about. Okay. How you doing there, Luke? Anyway, I got a buddy named Erik Cortina. He builds barn dominiums. So I've been thinking about building a barn dominium, so I've been watching his channel. And Erik Cortina, yeah, real nice guy, and got a lot of real helpful ideas on building, and builds a really, really nice building. I'll tell you what, if I lived in Texas and I wanted one and I had the money, I'd have him build it. But yeah, well, Spike ain't got that money, so Spike just learning from all the things this man's teaching. So he was telling some of his horror stories about concrete trucks getting stuck and different things on construction jobs. And it brought up some things that had me thinking. I figured I could share a couple of my construction stories, because I've done construction for 45 years. And so I could give y'all a couple of my things that are happening along the way that I thought were really funny, that, well, are really nightmares, whichever the case may be. But just want to share a couple of those with you. So let me check the temperature here. Let me see what we got there. I have your bucket sluice, one from Dennis Dayton. Love it. Thank you, brother. Jeff, I appreciate that, man. Well, I tell you what, Jeff, if you hang right here about 3-4 more minutes, you'll get to watch a bucket sluice be born right here in just a minute. I'm going to slide this back, hit the button, and we're going to make one right here. So, hey, bucket sluice on the way. You can see it happen. You'll know exactly how yours come to life. Anyway, let me check temps. Uh-oh. Got to hook up airline. I'm glad I thought about that. Oops, needed air. I didn't have the air hooked up. We were going to have a construction disaster of our own. Okay. Yeah, Jeff, watch this. It's going to be fun, bud. Anyway, we were talking about construction disasters. And so I was working on a job one time, and we left for the weekend. and we were doing the heat and air conditioning job on the house. A big, nice house. I mean, doctor's house, $2 million probably. And we left for the weekend. We come back on Monday, and it was cold. It was cold weekend. And we come back on Monday, and about 9:30 in the morning, the lady come walking through the house, and on the house, the doctor's wife, I'm not going to call her name out. She said, "Somebody shit in my house." I said, "Uh-oh." So I went running downstairs because I was working up on the second floor. I walked down there, and she was standing in the powder room door, you know, little small bathroom. Anyway, she was standing in the powder room door, and she said, "Look at that." And there was a 6-inch piece of flex that come up through the floor that was going to be coming up under the vanity. And no joke, somebody had squatted and crap right down that pipe. I mean, right in the middle of it. And well, not in the middle of it, hit it and it made a smear on the duct, on the metal part of the duct, then went down into the flex. So I told the boy working with me, I called him Skippy because he looked bad about laying out of work. I told Skippy, I said, "Skippy, go over there and cut that whole piece of flex out and take the boot out, take the whole thing out, and throw it in the dumpster. You got that? Go throw it in the dumpster." Okay, hold on. Okay, 2:51, got me 1 minute. Okay, so Skippy, I thought, threw the thing in the dumpster, okay? Well, right at lunchtime, the electrician come in the house, and he was hollering and cussing and raising immortal. And what in the world's wrong with this guy? Well, he goes running up, and he run up to Skippy, and Skippy's a big boy, about 6'2". I mean, big, strong country boy. And football player, 19 years old, just got out of high school. 262, we're getting close. So Skippy, and how you doing, Michael Myers? So Skippy was standing there and just took it. Old man raised Cain. Electrician gave him a hard time, chewed his butt out. I mean, something severe. Because Skippy put that piece of flex duct in his electrician's van in the front seat. No, he didn't put it in the dumpster. He put it in the electrician's van in the front seat. So hold on a minute. I'm checking temperature, make sure we don't overburn this piece of plastic, okay? So anyway, me and Skippy go to lunch, and we're relaxing at lunch, and just, you know, doing fine, and he's just quiet, not saying anything. Kentucky Fried Chicken, I'm eating, and he's just quiet. He's eating, but he ain't saying nothing. I said, "What's wrong?" He said, "I'm mad." I said, "Come on, get over it, man. I mean, you put it in his van. What'd you expect him to do? Come in there and raise Cain at you?" So he did. You know, he fussed at him. You'll get real close. So anyway, we finished lunch, and we went back to the job site. We get back to the job site. I go up to the second floor and then up into the attic. And I'm sitting on the floor in the attic wiring up dampers for the damper system to go to all the different zones on the air conditioning in this house. Now, hold on 1 second. Let's make sure. Okay, we need to make his part, and we'll finish the rest of the story. Hold on 1 second. Here's your part, brother. Okay, so now that's done. We can talk about this in a second. Okay, so me and Skippy back from lunch. I'm sitting on the floor, and all of a sudden the floor starts going boom, 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 boom. What in the world? It's rhythm, you know, like a rhythmic move. Now, boom, 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 boom. It just kept going. I said, "What in the world is that noise?" So I went looking. So I crawled out of the house all the way down. I kept hearing it was going on down. I got to the first floor, and it was below my feet. So I went around the house, and I went into the basement. I walked up through the basement, and there was a door, a couple steps going into a crawl space. I mean, it's a huge house, guys. I mean, we're talking like a huge house. And so I get in through the basement, and I go up a couple stairs that go into the crawl space. And I look into the crawl space, and here's Skippy. Skippy now, like I told you, about 6'2", 240. And Skippy was, well, let me see if I can turn this camera around and give y'all a little better motion of what he was doing. Okay, ready? Skippy had both hands like this on a 2 or a 3 pound hammer. And he was squatted like this and had leverage. And he was under the house. Okay, y'all know what a wire staple is, right? Yeah, wire staple. Every time he seen a wire staple, he would go boom, boom, boom. And he done that, and then he moved to the next wire staple. And he done the next. And he was all the way under the whole part of that house, under that part of the house, which was half the house. And then he went to where the electrical panel was, and there was two 200 amp electrical panels like this. And I went and looked at it after he had done it, and he took that 2 pound or 3 pound hammer, and he went boom across that bottom plate like this, and hit every one of them staples. I'm talking about number 6 wire for the stove, number 14 wire for the whatever, number 12 wire for this, number 10 for the water heater. It didn't matter what it was. Whole panel, everything under 200 amp panels was smashed and cut with staples. So let me tell you how this worked out. Yeah, Michael Myers, I'll go along with the damn Skippy. You got that right. So anyway, I get back to that afternoon. I went back to the office, and I took Skippy to the office with me. And I walked into the boss to me. I said, "Here, go talk to the boss." So I went in and talked to my boss about it. I said, "Look, so this is the situation. This is what happened." I told him what happened. I said, "I can never let Skippy go back to that job with me." I said, "Because what's going to happen is they're going to one day find this out, and somebody's going to go crazy." And I said, "Skippy can't be around." I said, "We're going to have to be told, I'm going to have to tell them that we fired that fool." So boss man said, "Yep, good idea. Thank you." So Skippy went to another project, and I got a new helper to go with me. Well, it was a few weeks later, and the electrician started putting all the breakers in the panel and terminating the wires in the panel. And every time he put a breaker in, he'd put it in, and he'd hit the switch, and he'd go, "Yip, yip." Y'all know what it sounds like when a breaker trips, right? Yip, one after another. He'd put a breaker in, yip, every one of them. Double pole, yip, big time. He said, "Oh God, what's going on?" So electrician took off running, went up under the house, started looking around. Well, it wasn't but about 10 minutes, and here come electrician looking for me. He come running up on me. "Do you know what happened to the wires under the house?" I said, "No, sir, no. What happened?" He said, "Somebody cut them all with a hammer and broke them all with a hammer and busted them." I said, "Really? Wow, that's bad." He said, "That had to be that big boy at work for you. What do you call him, Skippy?" "Yeah, well, you know, he's bad about skipping work. We fired his ass a long time ago. He ain't been here forever." "Well, I know that's who done it." I said, "Well, I don't know where to find him, man." I said, "But I don't think, you know, I don't know anything about it." So anyway, electrician ended up having to put a lot of junction boxes and a lot of rewire under this house. And he was not a happy camper. But you want to talk construction nightmare? That's construction nightmare. And that's the case of Skippy getting back in a hurry, buddy. So anyway, it was bad. But hey, I told Eric I was going to give him a good story about it. So, hey, Skippy got him all right. That's for sure. And hey, it ended up costing an electrician. Didn't cost anybody else. So I don't think he even got to charge the homeowner for it. So hey, let's pull this part out of this machine right quick. Y'all want to see it come out? Let's get one out and make one happen here. It ought to be enough. Let's turn the vacuum off first. I'm going to turn the vacuum off on the valve. Then we're going to break the vacuum there and let the vacuum let off. Now you ready? Here we go. Mold down. Then we're going to open the machine up here. And out comes a high definition, and I do mean high definition, Gols Rams or bucket concentrator, according to how you build that sucker. But that's the way that works. So hey, if you're watching this video, a thumbs up. Come on, guys, thumb them up. Comment. Let me hear what you got to say. If you come up with a good way to do something, tell me about it. I might need to listen. Okay, we're going to load another piece of plastic in. Y'all see that? Plastic in the machine. Close up big girl, put the claws to it. Now, y'all know how I feel about my big girl here. She's kind of special to me. So, okay. I got to get me a taller handle on this thing here, guys. I'm having to reach way up too high with my little short butt. So anyway, let's see if we got enough vacuum left to start. Oh, not quite. It's a little low today. You can give it a minute. Drop my glasses. Anyway, Erik was talking about his construction nightmare, and I figured, well, might as well tell him about one I had. At least it didn't come back on me and cost me on that one. Hey, who else is out there? Luke, I thought you liked that, buddy. I hope you did. Call me when you're done. Okay, Michael Myers, I can do that, brother. Yep, I can do that. Go eat your dinner. I already had something myself. I had early dinner tonight. Yeah. Okay, waiting on the machine to build up vacuum, and why it is, I might as well tell you all something else that happened. Construction job. You ready? I was on a job when I was like 19 years old in Belton, South Carolina, building a Winn-Dixie grocery store and a bunch of little stores with it, little shopping center. And we had a lot of dirt in the back that had to come around to the front to make the parking lot, slope right. So this guy named Charlie Shell, big black man, missing a finger because he got it caught in the pan and it closed up and cut his finger off. Yeah. But Charlie Shell was moving dirt from the back to the front of the building for the construction company. And he'd been doing it all day long, bucket after bucket, load after load, but a pan. Y'all know what a pan is, right? Picks up dirt in the middle of it, rolls it up, got them big old wheels on it, about as tall as we are. Anyway, so he's picking up dirt all day long and coming around the building and putting it up and doing what he's doing. How many a day? It's a good production day for you. I can turn out one about every 10 minutes when I sit down and start making, pushing parts, Jeff. That's what I can turn out on that. Most parts are about a 10-minute cycle. Right now, I'm waiting on the vacuum pump to catch up because I didn't shut it off quick enough. I was too busy talking to you folks. So anyway, but anyway, I'm fixing to start the heat back up on the next part. But yeah, what happened is that he was on the pan going around the building all day long out of memory, okay? And he got where he'd come to the corner and wheel the wheel on that big old wheel on a pan like this, big old steering wheel. He just kind of wheel it, like 4 turns to go just a little bit. It's like power steer, really. They zoom. And so he's coming around the building doing that all day long. And I have to admit that this one here is all on me, okay? I was up on the wall, about 4 scaffold bucks up, extending vent pipes, 3-inch vent pipes. So every time they would go up the block a level, I'd go up and put a level of pipes on the couplings, and then they'd go up again, and I'd go up another layer. Well, this was a kind of boring job, okay? All the pipe was cut, the couplings there, all I had to do was glue cleaner and just kind of move down the line. So that was my project, and so I got bored. And so I started, this guy named Red that was on the job site went to the Littlejohn. And I decided that it would be a good idea at 19, people do, to throw chunks of mortar that had been dried on the mortar board at the crapper and try to hit the vent on the crapper. Okay, the vent where on the side, where if you hit it, it would, I tell you what happens if you hit it. If you hit it, the dust, the concrete disintegrates and just showers the person inside with that concrete dust. That's exactly what happens, okay? Yeah, I know that because it happened. So anyway, Skippy's doing Red's in the crapper. Charlie Shell's coming around the building, and I'm throwing hunks of mortar, and Charlie's looking to see what I'm doing instead of looking where he's driving the pan. He hung the corner a little bit too far outside than what he had been doing. Yep. And when he did, he caught the crapper with the left rear wheel of the pan. Yep. He caught the crapper with the left rear wheel of the pan. Hold on. Okay, power on. Now, he hit the pan, hit the crapper Littlejohn, and, they stand up this way on the 4x4s, it's got 2 4x4s sticking out like that. Well, it knocked it over, and those 4x4s are sticking out. And the tires on the pan's got big old lugs on them. So it knocked it over, And then once it's laying on his side, the lug of that tire grabbed that forward for him. Done this, and it flipped it over this way. And then it hit it again, and it flipped it again. And then hit it the third time, and it flipped it about halfway and spun it and faced it toward the job site. Yep. We're all the whole side up here. Everybody stopped, quiet, deathly. Because as soon as it hit it, you could hear boom, 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 all that knocking it around. Now this boy Red is inside the porta-john. The porta-john is knocked over and been spun 3 times. And it's laying facing us with that little button on the door over there, you know, it's go red to green, you know, it's red, that means somebody's in it, and green, well, that means it's coming opening. Well, it was red, but the stuff was still oozing out the bottom of the door down here. And we knew it was bad. That thing went from red and it changed over to green. When it turned to green, oh my mercy. The door come falling open like this, and old Red come pouring out the door. Now this boy, we called him Red because he had freckles, red hair, and he looked like a Smurf when he come out of there. A dirty Smurf, but he looked like a Smurf, he did. So anyway, Red comes out of there, covered in poo, covered in blue, and looking like a Smurf with measles or whatever, I don't know what you call it. But anyway, he was mad. He went to the job trailer, got the garden hose, and washed himself off. Well, it didn't come off. But he washed. And then he went and got in a 65 or 66 little red Mustang. I think it was a 6-cylinder car. Single wheel drive, I know, because he pulled out on the Anderson Boulevard and nailed the gas, and it burnt one tire till it was completely out of sight, probably 300-400 yards down the road. And one tire just smoked, that one tire, right there. Gone. And I said, my goodness, what in the world? And I'm still up on the scaffold. I ain't got down off the scaffold the whole time because I don't want nobody to confront me about it. Okay? So I'm sitting up there going just back to work, doing what I was doing. You know, I don't know anything about this. Anyway, we never seen the poor old boy again. I'm going to tell you that. We never did. But, you know, these days and times, that dude that owned the construction company, yeah, he would. The guy that hit him with the pan, he'd own that company. And they'd be mad at me because I caused it. But, hey, it all come out okay. I guess Red got a mess, and he lived through it. I hope it didn't scar him for life. That's all I can say. So, hey, sorry about the lights in here, guys. I got definitely shadows from sides to sides. If I back up, I can get more light. But anyway, just so you know how things are going, if y'all are out there, thumbs it up for me. If you don't subscribe, please do. How many days? Good day. Okay, nobody asked you more questions. Let me check the temperature, see what we got. Oh, we're getting faster. We're up to a 243. We're going to get to about 280, and we're going to make another part. So won't be long, and this will be off here. So anyway, that's 2 of my construction story nightmares that happened in my life that I wanted to share. So, Eric, if you out there and you do watch this and get a chance, I just want you to know that, like I say, I've seen a bunch of it in my lifetime and some crazy stuff, and I know you put up with it. Yeah, don't let your plumbers drink sticky drinks in your house when you're going to finish your floors. Yeah, when you're going to finish concrete floors, don't let them do that. Yeah. Now, after this one, I'm going to tell y'all something I've done one time that was crazy. $263. I used to work for a plumbing contractor. I had 18 guys that worked for me. Had 2 backhoes running every day, digging sewers and digging undergrounds and locations and banks and churches and whatever we were building, big old custom houses. A few spec houses, but mostly big customs and commercial work. And so I had all that to keep up with. It kept me really busy. I was running like a maniac. So y'all now know why I bounce like I do. I never stopped after that. So we got just a few seconds here, and this will be ready. So anyway, I had all these 18 guys, and I had to take care of them. I had to go around and see what they were doing, make sure they were working. If a job was taking too long, I had to go see what was going on, So I had a big custom house job that was going, and it was just taking way too long for the plumbers over there. I said, man, them guys should not be there that long. I mean, this is the custom house, but it's not that many days to do this job. And I'd been by a couple times and checked, but it was time to go back and check on them. So let's make this part right quick. anyway, I figured I better go check on these guys, see why this is taking so long. You know, if there's a problem, something wrong, you know, whatever. So I go over there about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. After lunch, I had a meeting with some people at lunchtime. I had another job to go to. And after that, I got over about 2 o'clock. And when I got there at 2 o'clock, I looked around the house and I didn't see nobody. I walked through the house, I didn't see nobody. The trucks were in the yard, but I didn't see nobody. And so I went around to the crawl space, you know, in the south there, we have crawl spaces. I went around to the crawl space and looked up under the house, you know. And when I looked up under the house, they had taken the boxes that the air conditioning man units had come in and spread them out. And these guys had made them look like a bedroom. I mean, honest to God truth. They had them a radio plugged up to the outlet under the house, sitting over to the side, and they were listening to the music and the radio, Rock 101. Yeah, classic rock. Yeah, they were listening to classic rock. And there was 3 guys, and at 2 o'clock, I walked in the door under the crawl space and looked in, and they were stretched out, and I swear all 3 of them was laying asleep under the house. Yeah, all 3 guys under the house asleep. Not one of them working anywhere, not doing anything. 2 o'clock. And this wasn't Mexican guys that, you know, take that siesta thing in the afternoon. These were some black guys and a white guy, you know, so, and people that were good help that I should expected a lot more out of, I can tell you that. But basically that's what happened is I kept wondering, why are these boys not done? And I asked them every day, I said, what did you got to do? Well, we got to do this, this, and this. And I kept going, well, that shouldn't have took that long. You should have been doing all that already. So yeah. You get all kinds. So if you don't stay on them all the time, yeah, they're going to do that to you. So I got a buddy, Manny, out in Texas, just started doing project management. Remember that. If you don't watch them, they'll watch you and do something when you're not watching. So you got to keep your eyes on them all the time. It's just the way it works, brother. Hey, this one ought to be ready to come off the machine. Let's turn the vacuum off again. Gonna break the machine down a little bit. Let's see if we drop them off. See if you can see the mold drop out a little better from that angle. Ready? Y'all ready to see it go? And another high definition. Gold Ram. Now, what we're going to do, loading up another piece of plastic. What else? I got a few cut. I might as well make a few more of these before I change the mold. Then I got to change over and make superchargers because I got a couple to get out. Then I got to get them made. Oh. Let the vacuum pump build up some vacuum a little bit over there. The next thing I'm gonna do for the shop after I get set up permanent is get a bigger vacuum pump. Yeah, because vacuum pump seems to be my weak spot right now. Heater working good, air system works great. The only thing I have a problem with is the vacuum building back up, taking a weight on it sometimes. So, and if I don't get good vacuum, I end up with parts looking like you made them with a vacuum cleaner. Yeah, that's the way Angus does things. I don't do them that way. So no vacuum cleaner parts here. Don't do that. Gonna make them with full vacuum. So we gotta let the system get the vacuum. I'm using 30 inches of vacuum to pull apart. Okay, when I start full, 30 inches of vacuum. A shop vac, good as it's gonna get, it's about 6 or 7. I don't care whose vacuum it is. I don't care if you hook 2 together or what you do. You're still not getting but about 7 inches of vacuum. So that's about 1/3 of the vacuum, or no, about 1/4 of the vacuum that I use. So if you get a piece of material from another manufacturer and you can't read the name in it, and the riffles aren't tight and crisp, well, it's probably made without either not enough heat or not enough vacuum, and most likely vacuum. If it formed but it didn't form tight, it's vacuum. So, you know, like I say, Stanley, good to see you, buddy. Hope you're feeling better. Hope you ain't got that virus stuff or something. I know you've been sick, buddy. You ever get feeling better, Lysol up and come visit me. Yeah, just make sure you douse yourself really good with that Lysol first, okay? Yep, no Old Spice, no Axe, oatmeal, Lysol. Yeah, hold on, let me clear something out of the way. Yep. Well, I'll be able to turn this thing on, make it apart. Yep. Vacuum on. What we got there? They told me to stay home for a week. Yep, well, that's what I do. If you're that sick, buddy, you need to get better, okay? Because, I mean, I don't know what you got. My daughter and step and son-in-law were sick for 2 weeks really bad back in January. I don't know what they had. They said it wasn't a flu. They said it was a virus, but they never told them what they had. So what kind of virus did they have? I don't know, brother. Don't get alarmed about it. I'm not going to get alarmed about it. I'm just taking care of myself. Yeah, everybody stay away from me. I ain't bothering nobody. I call in orders at the restaurant and pick them up. I don't go sit in a restaurant with a bunch of people. I don't go sit in a bunch of crowds and stuff. I got a feeling, now this is just a feeling, but I'm about betting that we're going to not have a gold show in April. That's just what I'm thinking. I mean, because of the way things are looking right now. So I'm going to keep building parts and try to get a lot of stuff ready to go in case it does. And if it doesn't, well, we'll have the no-go gold show sale, okay? That's all we can do. Make the stuff and be ready. If we don't have a show, we'll sell it anyway. So, hey, it's tax season. If you need something, send me a message. Hey, I'll hook you up. Hey, always, if you ever bought anything from me, you ought to know that all you got to do is get in touch with me, and I'll hook you up. Yeah, that's the way it works. So anyway, let's see what else we got. Anybody put anything else up there? Bacterial bronchitis. Ooh, that sucks. Yeah, that would be no fun, brother. Got a 202. Now, Stanley, if you hadn't watched one of these parts being made, well, we're fixing to make one in just a couple of minutes here once this thing gets warmed up. So we're at 202. We're going to go to 280, 275. And we'll push the heater back, raise the mold up, and turn on the vacuum. And we'll make another part. And then I got one more cut after that, so that'll get those done, and those can go in the back wagon. Yep, I got a little green wagon, guys. I load parts in a little green wagon, and I roll them from this connex over yonder to that other connex on the other side of the yard. So I take them over there. Yeah. And so then I start up the generator, and I cut all the parts over there, make all that mess. Then I take the blower and blow all the dust out across the yard, the little black chips and stuff. And somebody wants to fall on my yard, the little black chips go fly out, and I think there was at an NFL game. 247. We gaining on it, guys. Anyway, put your thumbs up. I really appreciate it, guys. If you got a comment, say something. If I think I do something wrong, tell me about it. Heck, I'll listen. I'll probably say you're wrong for telling me that, but I'll listen anyway. So, yeah, we're in the shop in the box. We got us a Wi-Fi connection run out here now, so we don't lose our Wi-Fi, our connection on the Wi-Fi to the house, because it was not, the shop in the box, metal box, was not good for Wi-Fi. That was for sure. So now we got a Cat 5 cable hooked up. It's hot. It works good. So anyway, let's make a part. Y'all ready? Got 271. A couple seconds here. We'll make this part. Y'all ready? Everybody wants to see what a gold ram looks like. I'm gonna turn the camera around so y'all can watch it form more. Okay? Get more picture of it instead of me on this one. Here we go. Y'all ready? We should be hot. We got 278. Let's go. Yep. Another one bites the dust. That's the way it works, guys. Make the machine, it makes the parts. Just got to put the work to it. That's it. So, hey, go around bucket concentrator. That's what that is. Next thing we're gonna load up, superchargers. Yep, gonna load superchargers. Got to get a batch of them done. So, be changing the mold and the machine over that. So, a rather time-consuming process. Hey, it's got to be done. So, anyway, that's kind of warm. I should have put marble on that. That's kind of hot. Dumbass. Anyway, y'all guys, anybody got any questions out there? Throw them up on the screen. I'd like to know if anybody what you think about things, you know. And like I say, if you're in here, throw the thumbs up. If you just run across us, subscribe. And go check my channel out. There's a lot of my friends on there that got their stuff. Benzo, JP, Justin, all of them, a lot of guys. Golden Pay Dirt Reviews, Ed, the Shed. Go check all those guys' channels out on the YouTube, guys. They're all good friends. And, you know what you can do? Tomorrow, when you leave to go to work, you turn your computer on. Got that? You put it on my channel and put it on my playlist and hit play. And just let it play my videos all day long, one after another, while you're gone. I mean, I won't get any thumbs up or anything, but I'll get playtime. And playtime adds value to my YouTube. So, hey, you're not going to be there. Just turn the computer on and let it watch Spike all day by itself. That way you don't have to be bored with it. But we'll make parts. Do something, whatever might be there. But, you know, I do a lot of crazy stuff on my channel. Since the fire, it's been a little bit different. I haven't been able to do quite the craziness, but yeah, we're getting there. We'll turn off this vacuum. Vacuum off. Okay, vacuum's off. We'll let that set just a second here. Yep, here we go. And another perfect one. Nothing like it. It's the last one for this batch, guys. Then it's time to change the machine over and do something different. So let's close her up. Take it down. Oh, I hit my head. Ow. I found that hot spot. Anyway, let's close her up here. Let the heat start migrating into the plastic. And got a little bit of vacuum. Let's get the vacuum bill just a little bit more. Like I say, slowest part of my system right now is the vacuum pump. I have a 2-stage vacuum pump, but it's not pulling enough cubic feet of air per minute because I have a big vacuum tank. So got to get a bigger vacuum pump. So next thing on the list when we upgrade is, you hear it chugging along out there, is get a bigger vacuum pump. Yeah, that'll make things move a little bit smoother around here. So hey, gotta do what you gotta do, guys. Step at a time, right? We grow. Well, we get this tall, we stop most of the time in my case, but anyway. Yeah, we grow a business step at a time. And when you start a business as an old man, we just do it slow steps, one at a time. Yeah. Okay, turn the heat on. We got enough vacuum to turn the heat on, get the system fired up. And we'll put some heat in this piece of plastic here and make that last one of this batch. Looks like I'm gonna be about 45 minutes on the live, and that was to make 4 of them. So, yep, between bullshit time and wasting time, yep, about 10 minutes apart. And Yep, that's about what it takes to do all these things. So, yep. You only go so fast if your machinery only goes so fast. But we can always upgrade a vacuum pump. Then we'll make one faster. You know, we save a couple of minutes per piece. So we can get down to 8 minutes if we do that. I really don't want to push the plastic heating part anymore. Heating plastics is kind of like an art, just to be honest with you guys. When you heat plastic up for thermoforming, if you heat it too fast, it's going to blister. If you heat it too slow, it's going to take forever, and it's not, if it doesn't get hot enough, it's not going to form. So it has what's called dwell time, and dwell time is how much time it takes the heat to penetrate the surface that I'm heating down through that plastic all the way to the bottom surface, because we got to heat the whole sheet of plastic, not just the surface of it. So that's the reason I always check the temperatures on the bottom, because the top would be, I mean, I could check the top temperature right now and it might be 400 degrees on top of that sheet of plastic. Well, not won't be that quite that hot because my heater's adjusted where it doesn't get that hot to start with. But you know, like I say, that's the secret to that part, is adjusting your heat. If you overheat it, it's going to bubble. If you get moisture in your plastic, like, you know, it gets wet and then you try to form it, it's going to bubble, it's going to do crazy stuff. So yeah, that you don't want that, that's for sure. 166. We're getting there slow. So anyway, that's one of the sciences of doing plastic, is putting your heat in it at a reasonable rate. I could do it faster. I mean, I got 10,000 watts of heat in this heater, but I'm only using, well, excuse me, I've got 20,000 watts of heat in this heater, but I'm only using 10. And 10 covers the area I want to cover, heats it up just at the right speed, and gets that part done. The other part is the vacuum. Got to have a lot of vacuum to pull a really tight part with real good definition, so you can see every little bitty detail. It takes a lot of vacuum to do that. So that's the other part. And so you got two things there, and then the other thing is you just got your mold, and you got to have your plastic. So push your mold up, stretch your plastic, turn the vacuum on, make a part. And then when it gets done cooling down, pop it off and go across the shed over there and trim them out. So, yep, y'all seen the other day on the video how I trim them out, I'm sure. Trim them out with a router. Just, run outside of the Gols Ram. Outside rim done, finished. And make a couple of cuts on it. It's a Gols Ram, make one cut on it, and put a parts on it, and it's a bucket concentrator. So, hey, we do what we do. Let's see where we're at. We're there. Let's make a part. How about spin around there and watch it? Y'all ready? First thing we're going to do, we're going to turn off the heater. Then we're going to move the heater. Oh man, that thing's heavy. Then we're going to raise up the mold. And then we're going to turn on the vacuum. And that is 43 minutes and 55 seconds. May 4th. And there's a lot of bullshit time in there. Yep, a lot of bullshit time, but hey, I spent the time telling the story. If you didn't enjoy it, I'm sorry. If you did, that's even better. Who we got? Finger, good to see you, Finger. Justin, how hot do I get the plastic? 280, 285, according to the size. The little small pieces can go about 275. When you get to the bigger pieces, 12-inch wide sluices and stuff, I try to get up more like 285 to get the heat all the way across and really good to get a full pull. Finger, how you doing, buddy? And good to see you there. But yeah, Justin, I hope that answers your question about that. And like I say, there's the high intensity Gols Ram on you right there. And we'll take it off the mold here in just a second. We can turn the vacuum off now. It's made the part. Let it sit down just a second here. And when I first done these things, first ones I ever made, I would manually pull this thing down and put it on the mold and make the part, and then I'd pull it and pull it up off the mold after I made it. And I'll have to tell you, I worked my fool self to death. So, Big Girl, I put Big Girl in her back in her place and got her doing the work for me now. So y'all watch this. You ready for the process part out? Go hit the air control. Pops out. I'll let that up, and there would be your another high definition, perfectly formed Gols Ram. Now, some of y'all have asked me how this mold thing works because you hadn't seen it work without the plastic in it. So I'm just going to bring it up and show you. Now there's the mold come up right there. So if the plastic was strapped right in here, this mold would come up and it would push around this and seal around this edge. It'd drape across here. When you suck the vacuum on it, it sucks it down and tightens it onto that mold the way I made it. Now this is epoxy that I made this mold out of, and oh heck, that's $300 worth of epoxy. So you start making big ones out of that, it gets real bad because they're heavy as heck. So let me see. Nice, I hear positive things. I appreciate that, brother. I hope you do. Let me close this sucker back down. Take the mold. See, now this is what when I hit the controls, it goes up, stretch to make a plastic, and go down and get out of the way so I can put another piece of plastic in the machine. So, not gonna put another one in right now, but guess what? That's all the plastic I had cut. So anyway, let's see what we have here. I appreciate that, Justin. I hope that's what you're hearing, buddy. I try to make a good product, American made by just me. And I go to Greenville, pick up plastic, and I come over here and I make it and I ship it in a U.S. Post Office box or U.S. Postal Service to somebody. So, yeah, all American. No Canadians involved in this project. So, hey, that's what we do. Can I make one in green? If I could find green plastic, I might, but, well, I don't know. The black works awful good, and I had to run up on a source for green plastic. I imagine if I did, it'd be expensive, for black colored plastic. So, the one thing that I've heard everybody tell me they like a lot about the black. Let me see if I can get the light down here. Okay, the thing most people like about the black plastic is you can see gold on black probably better than any color that there ever was. And yeah, you see black sand too, even though it's black, you see the black sand. But Nancy, go look at many of the videos on my channel, and you see the little fine gold, and you see just how good it shows up in the machines. And also on my Facebook, there's a lot of stuff, and it shows how it works. But, gold sticks to plastic, automatic. It can't help itself. It has to. It's kind of like you rub a balloon on your hair and do this, and your hair, the balloon, and the hair does that. That's static charge, right? It causes that. So what you do in the static charge? Well, my plastics have a static charge of -6. In gold's always positive. So they go to each other just like that. It works. It works in every piece of equipment I work, and you really want to see it work, watch a water table work. And that stuff sticks to it like flypaper. And sometimes you have to get a brush and brush like a fool to get the stuff to go where it doesn't need, might need to go. So Arizona's so hot it might melt. Well, yeah, that's true. I suggest you not leave it out in the sun because they will get hot and melt. I mean that, if you put it in a car and the car gets real, real hot, you could have a warp sluice. I mean, that could happen. I had a guy that had one that car got wrecked, hit in the back. It was in the trunk. It broke its sluice. Guess what I did? I sent him a new one. I figured he had enough bad luck with a car wreck. Best I could do is give him a new sluice. So I did. Hey, if you buy something from me and it don't work, you have a problem, just call me. If I can't tell you how to make it work, then I'll give you your money back. But I ain't never had to do that. So don't plan on starting now. I plan on making people happy. So, hey, if you need something, get in touch. Gols Rams, a big old stack of them over here. I got tubbies I'm putting together. I got water tables. I got short concentrators. I got bucket concentrators. And we're starting on superchargers next after the machine changeover. And then we're going to start making double deuce sluices. And then we're going to go making the new Phoenix sluices. So that's the order that I'm making parts in as of right now, unless an order comes in for something that don't have in my, right now. Nancy, if you want a tubby, I tell you what, they work great. You'll love it. And get in touch with me direct, and I'll save you some money on shipping if you're out in Arizona. Because if you go through my eBay, the West Coast shipping is crazy, and I can usually save you a little money by shipping direct U.S. Postal Service and not letting eBay direct the price and let me take it. So, and if there's a little loss on my end, I do that. So, I want to get my product to you guys on the West Coast. I got a lot of people in the Road Runner Club that have my stuff, and that's a big club, 1,200 members. And I sent a big box of stuff out today so they could get it out there for them. So, hey, got any questions about anything? Let me see what this question is, see if it's anything. The double deuce is awesome. Thank you, man. Yeah, Benzo's been using the heck out of it. And the thing is, I mean, if you don't have to classify, the statement that Benzo made that made me the happiest of all the things he said. Well, two things he said. He said, man, it took me like 30 seconds to get this thing set up. And then he laughed. He said, yeah, and that's not very long because most of them take 10 times that long. And that it does. It sets up fast. But, the recovery is unbelievable good. And the funniest thing he said was, we need a third guy so he can shovel tailings. Whoever needed a guy to shovel tailings for a sluice? Anybody that uses mine, hey, get in touch. I'll hook you up. Those things are boss. And see this new screen right here on the aluminum screen I got right here for them? That's going into double deuces, new big heavy screen. And it will definitely make it go. So, yeah, hit me up, guys. Pinger's got the competitions model. And I heard that, I think he was impressed with mine, but I don't know. I hope he was. So, double deuce is what it is. If you want one of them stands, Pinger, I got stands too. Stands are $70 to add to it. And if you need to stand, hey, but you know what mine will do? I don't know if Benzo showed anybody this yet or not, but it's pretty cool. If you go somewhere and you don't have a lot of water, then you just take the top off of it and use one level. Yeah, use one level and just classify your dirt a little bit and feed it through with a smaller amount of water. But put your water wings on and let it suck that water in. And you can put the screen, you can move the screen down onto the bottom as far as that goes and, work it down there. It works, I promise you. But it's a convertible. You can convert it to a single level sluice when you got low water. And a lot of people hadn't realized that yet, but they will. I hope all this stuff gets people's attention. They start learning about it. So I know I don't do enough promoting and enough getting out and doing it stuff, but my old back allows me to do what it allows me to do right now. So, guys, thank you all. I'm gonna get on out of here. Oh Lord, no! I got to sneeze. I hope that ain't nothing contagious. If it was, I gave my big girl something, or she gave me something, whichever it was. Y'all be good. Hey, guys. JP has the Phoenix. I believe that one the one he uses is great. The Phoenix is going to be cool, dude. It's just got to have a couple of little refinements. It's got one riffle that's too wide, and it's got to have a couple of riffles that are added to it or made deeper to get what I want for some action in them. And otherwise, where else can you get a 5-foot long sluice? I mean, really? Let's say you take it to the creek with you. That long, put it together, it's 5 feet long, and you can shovel like a maniac. So, hey guys, y'all all be good. Remember, we do the best we can. We're just out here having fun as old man. I mean, it's time to go in and rest a while. I've been working all day. I'm giving out. I got out 2 big old orders to 2 of my dealers, and to one dealer and one guy would have a bunch of Patreon people. So I got both of those done today, and that was a good day, and then I had about 3 more orders come in, so I got all that to build for tomorrow and get moving on it, and just got to get back on the big girl, get her moving, and get her rhythm back. decided not to build a house. So I don't know if anybody heard that or not yet, but we decided not to build a house. We're not going to do that. We're going to stay here. I am going to build me a shop so I can, not work in the garage and have a whole lot more space to work with and a whole lot bigger place. So, yep, that's the plan. So y'all all be good. Hey, if it gets dirty, just let that shit dry and dust it off. It'll work every time, I promise. I spent 14 summers in Alaska. It worked every time. You get tundra muck on you or anything else, just let it dry, then dust it off, and carry on, guys. I want you to know I love y'all. Be good. Later. Where's my mouse? There it is. Bye.